Hi, it's Evangeline from etrailer.com, and today we are looking at our Titan Chain alloy snow tire chains here on our 2021 Toyota Tacoma. This tire chain is good especially if you need an emergency tire chain in your vehicle for when you have deep snow or suddenly you have ice on the road and you need that extra traction on the road. Let's take a look at some of its features. One of the things I like about it is you can see how this is coated. So if you are not wearing gloves like I am, you don't want to be freezing your fingers off with super cold chains as you install this. This helps with that. It also helps with protecting your tire from really cold chains. This has a diamond pattern, and what that means is that it covers a bit more of the wheel than maybe your traditional ladder style chains. This also has square link chains, and that has two ends on each side that really add that traction onto the road. This has its own tensioning system, which means you don't have to attach separate tensioners and figure out the best fit for your vehicle. Now this does require a little bit of arm strength, so I've seen others that are a little bit easier to use, but others that are a lot more difficult to use, so I think this is a good balance. This tire chain is for on-road use only, which means if you do have extreme and consistent weather conditions like heavy snow, heavy ice, this may not be the best one for you, but if you need something that's great for emergencies, something to keep inside your vehicle, this is a good option. Now let's take a look at the case that it comes in. So this is a nice, kind of a soft shell case that can be opened with this zipper here, so it's a nice case compared to maybe a canvas bag that other snow tire chains come in. Ideal for if you want to store it inside your vehicle for long periods of time. It comes in tire chains that are stored in these two pouches, as well as a instruction guide and some ways to help you out, like these extra links and some plastic gloves. I also recommend picking up the etrailer tire chain safety kit, which comes with a rubber mat that is nice since you get to kneel on it as you install it, as well as some lights just for extra safety. So let's take a look at how we install this tire chain. Before installing, I recommend just laying out your chains and checking that they aren't tangled up, that all the links look good, they aren't warped or broken. It also helps that the colored ends should all be on the outside or inside, whichever way you are facing. And right here, it looks really good. Also, a thing to note is that this flat end should be facing your tire and not the hooked end, because the hooked end could possibly puncture it, while the flat end is the right way to go. So with this looking good like it is, what I do is I take the yellow end and I feed it around the tire. Once I got it around the tire, I then arrange it so I have the proper pieces on each side. Right, just like that. And from here, I take each end, hook it above the tire like that. It's hooked in place, and then you can leave that end behind the tire while you bring the rest of the chains forward and centered around the tire. A nice thing about this being a diamond shaped pattern is you can tell when it's centered on the tire when the center of the diamond is on the tire center. So from here, with it draped around the tire, I start with the top ends. You have that green hook. You just attach it to the yellow chain on the other side, like that. With the top chains attached, now you have to attach the bottom chain. So on one side, you have this long gray chain with the rubber end, and on the other side, you have this red hook. So you insert the gray chain into the red hook, and then you pull it to get as much of the tension out of your tire chain. Now you may need to rearrange your chains as you do so to find the best fit. You can go through these red loops But if you do not have enough length on your gray chain, you can then put it up as far across or diagonal as you can and make sure the hook is facing away from the tire. So let's get it up there. With this attached, I do recommend rolling forward a little bit just to make sure that everything is in place and all that tension is out. Do the same on the other side of the car and you are good to go. And that was a look at our Titan Chain alloy snow tire chains here on our 2021 Toyota Tacoma.